What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering with the fourth video. If you're seeing it, you've just checked the channel or you follow me on Twitter at the Quartering. Please do so. It's the only reliable way to actually be notified when I upload videos because, well, it's YouTube. Now, I do appreciate all of your support this week. Got to admit, I'm getting a little burnt out and it's only Tuesday, so I might scale back to just 4 videos a day. We'll see how I feel. I'm going to get to bed early tonight, up early tomorrow. Got lots to talk about, and it starts with Birds of Prey. Thumbs up if you thought the movie was gonna fail. Remember Birds of Prey and all of the hullabaloo for a movie that grossed a whopping $84.2 million on a budget of over 90. The Birds of Prey production budget was reportedly $97 million. The least expensive price tag for the DCEU. Now, the Birds of Prey. Going by the general rule of thumb, a film needs to earn twice its production budget to break even. Birds of Prey would need to gross only $194.2 million globally to make its money back. It grossed $84 million. Now, I don't think that that's probably the exact final total of that. I'm going to guess that that's the US total. If you look at Box Office Mojo, which isn't exactly the best, you see the budget of 84 million, and then you can look at it all in, totals 84 million. Oh, okay. Maybe it didn't not get a global release. Sure it did. Interesting. So, here we go. Domestic, 84 million. Worldwide, 117 million. Worldwide, 201 million. So it broke even. Congratulations, you made no money. But that isn't enough. Now, the Birds of Prey director, Cathy is out here on an apology tour, a woe is me tour. Birds of Prey director Cathy addresses the film's box office disappointment, saying, quote, "We weren't ready for this yet." DC's Birds of Prey movie making $201 million at the box office worldwide. It's not a terrible number, but considering the film had a production budget between 85 and 100 million and a marketing budget around the same amount, the movie did not make a huge profit. It didn't make any profit. The film definitely underperformed, and director Cathy recently opened up about the film's box office disappointment in an interview with THR. She explains that this proves audiences weren't ready for a movie like this yet. Oh, I see. It's our fault. That's literally the implication, right? Quote, "I know that the studio had really high expectations for the movie, as we all did. There are also undue expectations on a female-led movie, and what I was most disappointed in was that the idea that perhaps it proved we aren't ready for this yet. That was an extra burden on that. As a woman of color director, I already had it on me anyway." Yeah, right. So the world expects more of you because you're a wok. No, they don't. In fact, you get a far greater pass, in my opinion. That was an extra burden I already had on me anyway. So yes, I think there were certainly different ways you could interpret the success or lack thereof. It wasn't successful, and everyone has a right to do that. But I definitely feel like that everyone is pretty quick to jump on a certain angle, as they are with literally every movie ever in history. For me, I just think the story should have been better. Love the character Harley Quinn. I'm excited to see stories as her told on the big screen. There are so many great stories to tell. I just think she deserved better than what we got. Well, nobody knew who the Birds of Prey was. And Harley Quinn is a B-tier character, like it or not. She's not going to bring all the boys to the yard. And, clearly, none of the girls. She went on to say, what was definitely beyond expectations was some of the positive stuff, such as the real global reach of the film and getting really wonderful notes from people around the world who felt like they were for the first time ever seeing a movie like this. They felt that they could identify with the characters on screen, even though they were in a heightened world, a world with stocked grocery stores. Ha! It's still a world that was very aspirational. A lot of people, especially a lot of women and younger people, really felt like their voices, their type of people, They themselves were represented in a film for the first time on the big screen. What this is Cathy Ann taking the moral victory road. Now, the moral victory isn't something that is generally embraced by most Hollywood executives. It's not embraced by any bosses out there. It's not embraced in corporate America. But for some reason, when you live in the social justice sphere, moral victories can be more than enough to get you a sequel. In fact, it can allow you to fail forwards. It's great that we're people out there who enjoyed the movie and connected with the characters. I'm sure this won't be the last DC movie that centers around Harley Quinn. Well, I don't know. I don't think that they're going to rush to create another Harley Quinn-centric film. When you run with the women see this movie because women reasons, it isn't exactly a super compelling reason to get out and see the movie. I've got to be honest with you. I would have enjoyed Harley Quinn more if it were, not man bad, man stupid, but that's neither here nor there. Apparently there isn't the same appetite for man bad, man stupid that there is inside Hollywood circles, because apparently inside of Hollywood circles, that's how everyone thinks the plebs, the normies, want to see it. That's what they think we want to see, but time and time again, whether it's Ocean 9 or it's Ghostbusters 2016 or it's Terminator Woke Fate. And the list goes on and on of these woke films that kind of push up women at the expense of men. There's no appetite for it. Men don't want it. Women don't want it. Nobody wants it. According to Bounding into Comics, Cathy Ann says it was undue expectations for Birds of Prey and they were an extra burden on her. Yeah, I'm sure it really prevented her from cashing those gigantic checks. Yeah, went on. I don't know what my expectations really were because this whole process was something so entirely new to me. I just came from one small indie film called Dead Pigs before this, one that doesn't even have distribution in the US yet. So I was really never gone through the process. I guess it's hard to answer that question because I'm not really sure what I expected. Maybe DC should have paid more attention and given the franchise more respect than hiring a random unknown director. Now, I am all for people getting their first shot, but, maybe you should have picked a director that was more concerned with putting together a great movie than a movie that made people feel represented. She added that she was elated by reactions she got from around the world from people who felt they were being represented. Yan said she similarly related to the material. I really related to the material. And I think the movie is such a great story about female representation and female experience. Well, sorry, Cathy, nobody wants to pay to see that movie. The Sisterhood and the Traveling Pants already happened, and it was a great success. What's that wine movie? That's another chick flick, isn't it? I guess I don't know. Those movies have an audience, I suppose, but not in the action realm. You're not going to pull DC and Marvel numbers on a film that is concerned with female representation. And by the way, where are all the articles calling out the women for not supporting these movies? I mean, if I'm supposed to believe that there's such a huge appetite for females in the DCEU, why aren't they showing up for the films? Where are all the articles talking about women not supporting female action films? Oh, it's just the men. Somehow it's the men's responsibility to support these films. And if we don't, we're toxic. But if women don't go, that's fine. Interesting. So they're definitely making things. I wanted to make sure we were part of the movie, and I think that's what their intent was. She then talked about how the film paid homage and was very cheeky ways, including callback to Captain Boomerang without feeling pressure from Warner Brothers to keep it connected to the squad. You remarked on the inspiration for Harley Quinn, Arlene Sorkin, in a clown costume, which can be seen on a TV Renee Montoya's apartment at one point. Harley had many costumes over the years. THR noted her outfit in the squad became a phenomenon. As we all know, it became a sacred cow of sorts. But so much so that the Get Up and Birds of Prey had detractors that prefer the 2016 look. But Yan defended her team's fashion choices as a part of the character's evolution from one film to the other. Well, that's the conversation that everyone wants to have about movies, right? I think that we want to talk about the clothes. I remember all the conversations around about Thor's costume that happened in the Avengers and Doctor Strange cape. Where did he get his cape? If we could just figure that out. Now, I want good things for Harley Quinn as a character. I like the character. The animated series is kind of trash, in my opinion, the Kaylee Kuko one. I like Margot Robbie, too. I want this character to survive, but she needs to earn her way. She can't just be at the front of a film and carry it. And it's clear she's not ready. So what you need to do is put her back in a film with, I don't know, more recognizable characters to and honestly surround her with better characters. That was another huge miss. Birds of Prey had a low budget because they had relative nobodies. Yes, these characters exist in deep comic book lore, but normies don't know who half these people were. I mean, normies weren't even necessarily sure who Harley Quinn was. So when you put together this movie and it's just expected Woman good, Woman will show up and support Woman film, and it didn't work, hopefully you'll learn for that lesson. But clearly you're blaming the audience. We're just not ready yet. I guess it's our fault again. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.